Boom.
Hi, every pony, and welcome to Macintosh and Maud, the show about My Little Pony from two adults who love it in spite of their children.
Welcome to Macintosh and Maud. I'm Diana.
And I'm David.
And it's Season 5, Episode 11, Party Pooped. When a friendship summit with the Yaks goes wrong, it's up to Pinkie Pie to make an epic voyage and find a way to help appease the angry visitors. It's a Pinkie Pie episode.
And that means there's only one guest we could have.
Hi!
It's James!
James? Who is this James?
You might know James better as Mary Sue on Kids on Bikes.
It's Mary.
So, James, you still feeling Pinkie Pie?
Ugh, more than ever. Jeez, this I found my signature Pinkie Pie expression in this episode. Every time she goes like a sharp inhalation of breath and like her eyes get all weird and stuff, I'm like, I feel that so much.
The Pinkie gasp.
I have felt that in your presence, yes. I can confirm that is a James thing. Yes.
Yep.
You do that gasp. You certainly do.
And we'll get to it, but like narration, oh god, I get it. Yeah. I think I identified more with her in this episode than maybe any other thing I've seen before.
If I could have handwritten a Pinkie Pie episode, it would have been a lot like this. Maybe not with the Yaks, but it would have had similar elements.
Ooh, I don't know about those Yaks though.
I do, but I don't.
When did this episode come out?
2015?
I feel like it should have been called Party Till You Yak in an Andrew WK reference, and also using the word yak in it. It
did air June 27th, 2015. So good guess, David. It was originally called Journey to the Center of Pinkie Pie.
Oh, that's
a
intense.
Much better title.
I mean, it's a better title than Party Poop.
That's very intense. The writer for this episode, this is Nick Confalone. On Twitter, he kept talking about the episode that he was writing. This is the first one he wrote for My Little Pony.
Oh.
And his idea was that he wanted to do like the 7 years in Tibet, but with Pinkie Pie instead of Brad Pitt. That was his thing.
Interesting. Okay.
Cool. That makes these Yaks even worse for me.
A little bit. It's not the best. It feels like when My Little Pony did the Buffalo. Just a little.
I've got some feelings. We'll talk about it.
Okay, we'll get to them very quickly. We start this episode. We're at the Twilight's, posh palace, and she is freaking out. She's got people coming. Everyone's trying to calm her down.
The main six are in formation.
Yeah, they're all ready to greet these people. She's like, you're right. Remember, Equestria and Yakyakistan haven't opened their borders for hundreds of moons. So we find out that the Yakyakistan, they are so far north of the Crystal Mountains, which are in the Crystal Palace, that no pony has ever been there. And so Twilight is trying to impress Princess Celestia by becoming friends with the Yak Prince.
Yeah.
Which her motivation is a little off here. Like, it's cool to make friends with other creatures and wanting to, unite all of the areas, but she's trying to get a good grade, basically. So we get Spike, he blows his trumpet, and we meet Prince Rutherford.
Ponies! Greetings, ponies!
Prince Rutherford, your majesty, on behalf of all of us, I welcome you to Equestria.
Me honored. Yaks hope for great friendship between ponies and yaks. Friends for 1,000 moons!
Okay, I love his vernacular. It does make me very excited. Because it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
But these are giant yaks.
Yep.
Like, they are ginormous compared to the ponies.
So, I get it,
Mm-hmm.
and I get the bit, but this is real gross.
Okay, you have to explain why.
I mean, between the music and the character costumes and the sort of vernacular that they're using.
It feels very racially insensitive.
They're completely playing on these tropes of like the Genghis Khan style character and the barbarians.
Okay.
And it's not fucking good. Like, the more I watched it, the more I got grossed out by it, honestly.
I think it's an unfortunate combination of where do yaks live on Earth plus big dumb yaks. I got more of like these are like caveman. They are all emotion.
Unrefined.
They're unpredictable and they're destructive.
That's where I like the way they talk, because it sounds like Hulk to me. And I do love Hulk. I totally get where David's coming. Where I feel like they missed is that they did too many things with them. They have them in this very particular style. Awesome. I think they look amazing.
They do.
And very cool. I like the way they talk because I like Hulk smash. But then you also add in that when things aren't perfect, they destroy everything.
Yep.
And I feel like they had too many things going together. So maybe if they changed the way they spoke, it wouldn't feel that way. Or if they spoke that way, but their reaction to things wasn't just to destroy everything, but to be really terse and angry and unresponsive to everything. I can sit here and focus on all the reasons why it's bad, and I can also be like, it's super fun. I don't care. It can be both. So they bring out food, and it's not perfect. And Prince Rutherford shakes his bangs out of his eyes and says, "It fake pony food." He calls it fake pony food.
This don't taste like yak food. Fake pony food make yaks mad.
And they start jumping on the walls. They jump on the table, and they're destroying everything. And I literally wrote, these are fucking rude-ass yaks.
I kept hoping that they would be okay with something. I kept falling for the trick. Every single scene, I was like, this might be okay. Nope, okay, well.
And so now even Pinkie Pie's like, is it okay to be nervous now?
Mm-hmm.
We do our theme song, My Little Pony. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. So we come back from our opening. So the ponies are trying to clean up. And things are destroyed.
Yep. Yeah.
Like, Rarity's trying to glue back a vase. Applejack's trying to fix a railing that is still in place, but you can see all the cracks in it. It's horrible.
Them yaks sure have a funny way of saying howdy. They're different, that's all. Very different. I think they broke my record for most stuff broken in under a minute. I mean, they even broke the trophy.
What a brilliant joke. What a brilliant joke. That's so funny.
Rainbow Dash has gotten a lot more self-obsessed, but also a lot more like, I'm selfish, but I'm acknowledging that. It's like she's a lot more meta with herself. It's very funny.
My daughter actually pointed that joke out to me. It passed me by the first time, but when I saw it the second time, and I just watched it just right before we recorded, I was like, "Oh no, yeah, that's a beautifully constructed joke."
Twilight is freaking out. All we have to do is show them how great it can be to have friends before Princess Celestia arrives at the friendship party tonight. Now, who read the 7-volume cross-index history of Yakyakistan I recommended?
First we see Fluttershy, who's just like, Rainbow Dash. I had a thing.
I did! Did you know that they live so far north of the Crystal Empire that it's cold all the time? Yaks have fur to keep them warm.
And she wraps Fluttershy with her mane.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's what fur's always for, Pinkie Pie.
I know! Yaks are so cool! And she's literally jumped out of Applejack's hat. She has appeared from nowhere, out of her hat, like Discord has previously, and just jumps out.
Knocks the hammer out of Applejack's hand, breaks the vase that Rarity had fixed, and Rarity just stares at her.
Like, she's gone full Time Lord. Like, every time we see an Pinkie episode, she just gets that much more Time Lordy and cartoony. Like, I don't know how the cartoon could become more of a cartoon, but somehow they've managed it.
The smaller her pupils, the more of a Time Lord she is.
Yeah, it's true. Pinkie Pie, can you show them around? I know you have to plan the friendship party too, but it would really help make them feel welcome. Don't worry, they'll be in good hooves with me. Remember, we want to make sure Equestria feels like home. That means doing everything we can to make this place feel like Yakyakistan. No problem. Good, let's get out there and make some new friends.
Yeah!
So we cut to Sweet Apple Acres, and we're at the barn, and Applejack is showing the yaks, along with Pinkie Pie, where they're going to be staying while they're here.
And right before we go in, we can see Apple Bloom and Big Mac are just like very warily staring in the barn.
Watching Big Mac in this was an exploration of a different side of his character for me. I was like, oh, that's what he looks like, scared. Got it.
We know y'all are noble warriors who avoid the so-called finer things, so me and my family would be honored if you rested here in the barn during your visit.
Applejack and I made hay beds just like you used back in Yakyakistan.
This perfect.
You can snooze all afternoon, because you're going to need a lot of energy for my party tonight.
Whew. That wasn't so hard.
I thought it was good. The beds were good.
I know. I was like, oh, great. See, they did something right. So, like, they're going to get one. Like, they're going to get hay beds.
Wait, this not yak hay?
Well, we didn't have actual hay from Yakyakistan, but we tried our best to make it just like yours.
Not perfect. Yaks destroy.
So they smashed the hay beds, which, like, I mean, it's hay, so, like, it's going to fall apart anyways.
But we see Apple Bloom and Big Mac go wide-eyed and run away.
So Applejack asks Pinkie Pie, what are they going to do? So Pinkie Pie's a little nervous, but we cut to a meadow, and Pinkie Pie has hung, like, shower curtain-like things from a tree. And now for your entertainment pleasure, presenting animals, Yakyakistan style. And we get all of Fluttershy's friends come out, and they have yak antlers on them.
Each more adorable than the last.
It's precious. We get Angel, we get the little birdies, we get, like, one of the beavers. It's so cute.
Animals cute.
Oh, thank goodness.
Fluttershy was nervous.
Like, she's a little stage mommy. Like, oh, I want my children to do well.
Well, I think she doesn't want her children to get smashed by yaks.
Right. Now we're dealing with live animals.
And then is it a bunny or a squirrel or something?
I think it's one of the birdies.
Falls over and its antler falls off.
Wait, these antlers lie. These not Yakyakistani animals. Yak smash!
Okay.
Which, hold on. Yeah.
Fluttershy quickly grabs them before smashing them. But he says these are not Yakyakistan animals. And that leads me to believe that they have bunnies and birds and beavers.
And snakes.
Like these animals. And snakes with yak
Yes,
ears.
exactly my thought.
I need to meet these animals.
Yeah.
Where's the book that says that those things are there?
There's an animal with an entire yak horn and chick legs in Yakyakistan that is just normal. It's just something you see around.
Why is that not like a pet that hangs out on one of the yak's antlers? Like a parrot. Come on. That was a missed opportunity. So Pinkie Pie sees this and it's like, okay, well, there are other things we can do, I think. And we go over to Rarity's boutique, which, after seeing this behavior, is the dumbest place to take these people.
Oh, of course.
Let's see. Are there any China shops open? Oh, there are? Good.
I was about to say, Bold China Shop. Where are we going?
Yes, these are some of my favorite materials, very rare, imported from the Crystal Empire to match your northern sensibilities. I hope you'll find them.
And all the yaks are eating them. They're eating the fabric.
Delicious.
This no taste like yak fabric. Yaks destroy.
Which means they eat their fabric all the time.
They eat fabric in Yakyakistan.
Sure, because they're also goats.
Right.
I mean, that makes sense.
Right. Yaks are just big goats.
Goat cows?
Goat cows?
Goat
Goat
cows.
bulls?
Goat cows. Goat bulls.
Go bulls.
Very nice, James. Yeah, so now everything's flying. Pinkie Pie is now holding a mannequin head. Everything's going to be fine. You'll just make it up to them somehow. The pressure's starting to get to Pinkie just a little bit. So now she's leading them to a field. Listen up. Tell your faces to hold on to their frowns because they're about to get turned upside down. And she flips upside down. And the yaks are like offended by this.
Hold your frown face.
That tickled me so much.
That was the best. It's like, we're going to have full We're going to keep this frown face.
Isn't that like, it was in Guardians of the Galaxy 1 where there was like, that flew over your head. Oh no, it couldn't have, I would catch it.
It couldn't have, I would have caught it. I love Drax. He's an amazing character. They have a Drax vibe. Very
They're
literal.
Drax yaks.
I love you, James, so much.
James
This is like
Anderson,
the best
rhyme
person.
stuff.
Oh my god, you're going to put that on your personal card.
Right.
That needs to be on your card. I will make you one. So Pinkie Pie yells, "Hit it, Rainbow Dash!" And Rainbow Dash swoops in a giant cloud, kicks it, the bottom half drops on top of all of them, and it's like 2-3 feet of snow. Just like Yakyakistan snow, right? Because snow is snow, no matter where it comes from.
Prince Rutherford very slowly takes a taste of the snow.
He licks his nose.
This not yak snow.
And, of course, they have to destroy. Seriously?
They just kick at the snow. I was like, this is actually the best of all the worlds we've been in.
Of all the things that have happened, this has caused the least damage to their universe.
Yeah.
They're just basically having a self-contained snowball fight.
Yeah.
But they are pissed,
Right.
which is not good.
Pinkie Pie is so exasperated, she just goes face down in the snow. We cut to the castle and everyone's sitting around the fancy table, figuring out what they're going to do.
It's going okay. Satisfactory, I'd say. It could be better.
It's not very good. It's a disaster! Pinkie Pie, tonight's Yakyakistan theme party is more important than ever. You'll make them forget all about this afternoon, right? Because if it's not perfect, they're going to smash everything. And I'm not sure how much more smashing this physic can take.
And Pinkie Pie is starting to go insane.
I definitely will, I think. Maybe?
Well, you're the best gosh darn party planner in Equestria. And this is when I wrote, sometimes praise is not a good thing.
Exactly right.
I wrote, oh yay, pressure.
Yeah.
You'll show them a good time.
You can do it.
We have absolute confidence in your abilities, Pinkie Pie.
It's going to be the most happy-tacular party ever, I hope!
And then her eyes just keep going back and forth.
I'm getting really tiny. She's getting a little twitchy.
Why are your eyes starting around like that?
It's what I do when I'm not nervous! The side laugh broke.
First, it was hilarious in the show. Second, excellent reading. That was fantastic. That was really, really good.
Thank you. I'm gonna feel that one. That one's gonna hurt tomorrow.
I don't envy you at all, but well done for right now.
Thank you.
And then Twilight walks over to Pinkie Pie.
Pinkie Pie, I don't know what we'd do without me. Me neither! Gotta go! Zoom. Gone. Gone. So we cut directly to the sugar cube corner. It's Pinkie Pie's house, and she's hyperventilating upside down on a chair. Well, Gummy is trying to get a fly that's on the other side of a window, so he just keeps sticking his tongue to the window. Gummy, what am I going to do? I had all this amazing stuff planned for the party, but they're going to hate it. There's no way to make Equestria feel like Yakyakistan. They're just too sensitive. Even Fluttershy made them mad. Fluttershy! Oh, I need a new idea, and I need it now. How am I supposed to make this party feel like Yakyakistan without actually going there and bringing something back?
And Gummy just stares at her and licks her face.
Gummy, you're a genius. She kisses him, and she leaves. She just leaves. Yeah, she just goes.
I don't understand Gummy's communication skills, but there is a bond that is so strong between those two.
I think it's that thing you just said. And then she's like, wait a minute, that thing I just said.
Gummy's almost like a mirror to her, and it's just like, just roll it back a little bit and you'll understand what's happening. Twilight Sparkle is giving a tour of the place, and she brings them to Sugar Cube Corner. They're working hard to make your traditional Yakyakistan cake.
Vanilla extract balance very tricky.
Love it. Twilight Sparkle starts sweating profusely all over the place. So she asks to take a moment. So she teleports herself into Pinkie Pie's place, which we know is above Sugar Cube Corner. How's tonight's party coming? I'm doing what I can, but it's really up to you at this point. Pinkie, where are you? We have a little commercial break and we come back, and Twilight is pacing back and forth and still sweating profusely. I don't think I've seen a pony sweat this much. The friends come in. Did you find her? Angel and I searched the forest, but...
Aerial recon turned up nothing either. I searched the farm inside and out. No Pinkie Pie. But I did find a set of Granny Smith's dentures under the house, so not a complete loss.
Thank you, Applejack, for seeing the bright side.
She simply vanished.
But the party, it's all we have left. What are we going to do? And Gummy falls down onto her head and then barfs out a letter a la Spike. Don't worry, I'll be back in time for the party. Love, Pinkie Pie. Everyone's decided, okay, we're going to be calm and we're just going to trust that Pinkie Pie is going to get it together and come back. Because she's, Pinkie Pie's reliable. And Rainbow Dash says,
piece of cake.
The cake! cut down to Sugar Cube Corner, and Mrs. Cake has offered a bite to the yaks of the cake that they've worked on.
This will go fine.
One bite and you'll be transported right back to Yakyakistan. I hope. So Prince Putherford takes a big old bite.
Pony's too heavy on vanilla extract.
Destroy. And Twilight Sparkle has zapped herself down here. We've never needed a party so badly. Like, what do we need? We need a party.
Where is Pinkie Pie?
She's going on an adventure. So we're on the Friendship Express. Conductor comes by and says that, we're almost at the Crystal Empire. And Pinkie Pie turns and talks to the window as herself. And so my quest begins. I know what you're thinking. Why go to Yakyakistan alone, Pinkie Pie? Because I'm the party planner. This burden falls on my rump and my rump alone.
And then she sensuously rubs her rump.
Yeah, she rubs her rump.
For too long. At least 1.5 seconds. Way too long.
And so she goes on and she's just like, I got to come back with something authentic. And the train stops and she yells, you know what I mean? To her neighbor. Who is business savvy, the Don Draper rando pony that we have previously met.
Also, Joan Pomelway is on the train somewhere in there as well.
Yeah, she's there. The Madman ponies have to travel in pairs. It's like a rule.
Sure.
So everyone gets out of the train. Did we go the wrong way? Where's all the snow? Please tell me this is magical sand-colored snow. And she takes a bite of what is clearly dirt. Sand dirt. Nope. Sand. Definitely sand. And they appear to be in like Appaloosa.
Well, the conductor tells us.
Mm-hmm.
Dodge City, end of the line, I'm afraid. All trains had to stop. Sheep decided to sit on the tracks.
Curse you, sheep! Thanks for the help, conductor. And she starts bouncing away and smacks right into the door of an outhouse. I love that ponies...
She bounces twice and then poof.
I love that ponies have outhouses so that they're not just like, this is one of the aspects of being a horse where you just poop wherever you need to go, where that they have refined for My Little Ponies universe. So Pinkie Pie runs into the door and out coming from the outhouse is Cherry Jubilee. Cherry Jubilee!
Pinkie Pie, I reckoned I eyeballed you crossing my way right now.
How are you? You look amazing! I need help. And Cherry Jubilee is like, all right, I'll help you. We're going to the Crystal Empire. You can come with us. And she takes him to her stagecoach where she's got a bunch of horses ready to go. But they're very tired. They stayed up all night. Counting cherries? How many?
417,234. Yeehaw!
Whoa.
That is some fast counting.
Yeah, that's a lot of counting.
And
why would you need to count so many cherries?
That's her business.
But weigh it.
Cherries are her livelihood.
Weigh it.
Okay.
We know this from... Oh, what was that episode called?
The last roundup.
There you go.
Damn, I pulled that one out of my butt.
That's the...
All right, so now we're on a stagecoach. We're riding along the countryside, and Pinkie Pie's resuming her travelogue. And so my quest resumes. As I stare across the endless desert, I tell myself I will soon triumphantly enter the homeland of our noble guest and return with the prize to make the best party they've ever seen. Know what I mean? Everyone's asleep.
Including the running horses.
The horses are asleep, which I know is actually possible.
Wow.
Can I really quick say I love that running gag of, know what I mean?
Yes.
Because you know what's happening from the very beginning. And so in writing it, it's just a matter of how much can we stretch out? How can we add the most like film noir-y, like over the top thing until the delivery of know what I mean?
Oh, it's just genius. So Pinkie Pie goes to wake up Cherry. She's yelling. She tries an alarm clock. She dumps water on her. She starts banging on the bucket. And finally, she pulls up the reins on the horses and they wake up and everyone stops and they get to the end of the cliff. And they're like, oh, phew. Okay.
And Cherry Jubilee finally wakes up.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Whoa. I was dreaming about a ravine. Ravine!
That's what I said. And cliff drops.
So many vertical drops in this episode. Like, literally every single pony drops vertically at least one time.
We cut to the only thing that the yaks have thoroughly enjoyed. And that is the piano playing of Spike the Dragon.
I was really, really curious to be like, wow, this is Spike playing gorgeous piano. This is new and fun.
I didn't know he could play.
I like it.
Yeah.
And Prince Rutherford and the Yaks are sobbing.
Yeah.
Music beautiful, much soul.
Phew.
When Twilight told me to stall, I mean, entertain you, I thought there's no way I could. And he leans on the piano.
And it starts playing, and it's a player piano.
Oh.
Spike!
And they rip the back off, see the player piano stuff.
Piano play itself, music a lie.
Music a lie. I love it.
We demand party. Party now or Yak's no friends.
No, just a little longer.
No more longer. We leave now. Yak go to train, return with more Yaks. We declare war.
So Twilight rushes to the town hall, and it's a freaking mess. No Pinkie Pie? What's this?
We panicked and tried to plan our own party, and they're like hoof printing and painting a banner.
It's like a combination of 5-year-olds and a tornado tried to decorate this area.
And Rainbow Dash descends from City Hall wrapped in a crap ton of banners and ribbon.
Yeah.
It's sort of panic themed.
She is not wrong. This is the I want a panic-themed party now. Not a panic room. I want a panic-themed party.
I want you to announce, I'm having a birthday party at this location. I reserved it. You have 2 hours to plan.
Exactly. It has to be now.
You know what would happen? Everyone would just buy me drinks.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or no one would come. That would be what would happen.
One of the two.
Yes, those are the things that would occur. Twilight's a little worried because she may have just started a war. And we cut to the best sequence ever made. Ever. We see snow, and we see Pinkie Pie walking up through the snow. There we were, face to face with falling pony ravine. Down, down, down. And then suddenly, pow! And now, as she starts to describe things, we get these little snapshots of her travelogue, which is what she's narrating. We were rescued midair by the Wonderbolts, and then they gave me a ride to Manhattan, and I joined a traveling band, and we played some shows here and there, got popular, almost made it big until creative differences tore us apart, and that's when I knew I had to get back on with my journey to the Crystal Empire, the gateway to Yakyakistan. So here I am. It was a major adventure that took most of the afternoon. Know what I mean? and then we cut directly to Princess Cadence.
Zoom out, and Cadence is just like,
huh?
I'm here.
I'm here. So all those things that she described, we see the Wonderbolts, and they're in a taxi in Manhattan, and she comes upon what is clearly the Beetle ponies. We see the classic mop top Beetles, and then we see the Abbey Road photo where Pinkie is Ringo.
Pinko.
Mm-hmm.
Pinkie is playing the Ringo part. And then we see, she says, we almost made it big, and it's the Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Band photo. And then we see them breaking apart in the Crystal Empire. And so these Beetle ponies are named Liam T. Walrus.
So great.
Paul McCartney, and George Horson.
Yeah, I love all of these names quite a lot. They're very, very good.
Mm-hmm. They're very punny. I could not have picked better options for James.
I really like to imagine naming the John Lennon pony and being like, okay, we have McCartney, we have Horson. Anyone have any Lennon puns? Anyone?
So Princess Cadence has brought her to, like, the boundary, I guess.
This is it, the northern boundary of the Crystal Empire. Beyond lies Yakyakistan. No pony who's attempted this climb has ever returned. Are you sure you have to do this?
I do. We go back to Pinkie's place, and the friends are starting to get a little freaked out. How could she be this late to the party? This isn't like her. I'm sure she's trying her best.
Pinkie Pie's tougher than she looks.
I know, you're right, but I wish she was here. I put too much pressure on her. I let every pony down. And Princess Celestia will be here any minute and see that I haven't made new friends. I've made new enemies. And she leans against the knoll post of Pinkie's stairs, which looks like a cupcake or ice cream. And there's a trap door that they all fall down. And we cut to Pinkie using her hair as a periscope in the snow. And she comes across a cave with a monster in it. Hi, my name is Pinkie Pie. I'm looking for Yakyakistan. You know, faraway land, lots of yaks. Maybe you've heard of it? Slow down. I can't understand a word you're saying. And the monster comes out. It's a Yeti.
But one of his claws cuts off Pinkie's curl.
Which is like her appendage. So that's not cool.
But then it's magically back.
Sure.
Yeah.
Pretty quick after, so.
Yeah, it's a sonic screwdriver.
Mhm.
That's just how it is. She keeps trudging along. There it is! Yakyakistan! And she jumps on this kid's sled, and it turns out there's a valley that they gotta slide down.
This little baby yak.
Little baby yak, and then it pops them onto the edge of their cliff, and he gets off the sled, and he has transferred his yak hat to her. So now Pinkie Pie has yak antlers.
And he just kind of looks back like, okay, come on in.
And the cliff collapses, and she slides all the way back to where she came, which is her house.
There's literally a direct line between Yakyakistan and her bed.
Mm-hmm. No! We swipe, too. We see the actual screen swipe, and it's all black. And then we see the eyes open, and it's the friends. Is every pony all right? I can't tell if my eyes are open or closed.
I think I can see a little bit. Rainbow crash. Nope.
So they flick on the lights, and there are party supplies everywhere with filing cabinets bursting at the seams. Ooh.
Look at these. Pinkie Pie's made files for every pony in town.
With exactly the kind of parties we like.
Pinkie Pie has a secret party planning cave? How cool is this?
Twilight Sparkle likes vanilla ice cream, red balloons, dancing. That's right. But she's afraid of quesadillas. No, I'm not. They're just so cheesy. This is my favorite fear ever. I'm totally stealing that for the
I
future.
don't understand.
It's such a like, all right, we need something hilarious for her to be afraid of. Quesadillas. Got it.
It's also the most bland form of Tex-Mex food.
It's just so plain. It's a tortilla, cheese, tortilla. That's it.
Yeah.
That's a quesadilla. But that is frightening to
So
her.
funny. So cheesy.
Too much cheese.
So cheesy.
Swipe back to Pinkie Pie sliding into her home.
No, I'm all the way back where I started. Dummy, I was this close to helping Twilight befriend the yaks. Now I've just let every pony down. And so she's hearing her friends downstairs. So Pinkie Pie slides downstairs, and the friends don't see her, and she hears them talking.
And she hides behind some balloons.
Mm-hmm.
Looky here. It's notes for the party she wants to throw for her folks' 50th anniversary. But they ain't nearly that old. Huh. She's already planning their 100th, too. And their 500th?
I had no idea she worked so hard on her parties.
She may be more organized than you, Twilight.
Let's not get carried away.
I just wish Pinkie Pie were here so we could tell her how much we all appreciate her hard work.
Thank you. Thank you. I love you all too. All of you.
This is the one time in dramatic history that you overhearing your friends talking doesn't lead to a Three's Company-esque misunderstanding, or you hearing something wrong, or they say something wrong. Everyone is saying nice things, and like you're hearing nice things. It's the dream.
It is. It's what you hope you hear.
As she's saying this, you just see this thing of balloons just slowly walking up.
You're back. I tried to go to Yakyakistan so I could bring something back for my party, but at the last second I made a mistake. I worked harder on this party than any party ever, but I'm just a big failure. Pinkie Pie, you're not a failure. What matters most is how hard you tried.
Who else would have gone all across Equestria to plan one party?
You know, the trip was really hard, but everybody I met along the way was so helpful. I just wish the yaks could see how friendly and wonderful and great Equestria really is. I just got the best idea for a party. It's too late. The yaks left on the last train. No, they didn't. To rest me. There's a whole lot of sheep out there. And Pinkie Pie gets on the slide, and she slides up the slide.
She's Mary Poppins.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody looks at this, and Fluttershy, who has the line of the century.
Yeah.
So, Do we walk back up the slide or what?
It feels like another show's writer got one crack at a Fluttershy line. It was amazing. I loved it, but tonally it felt completely different. I loved it, and I laughed really hard.
Well, this season, Fluttershy has become much more sarcastic and a lot more like calling people out on stuff. She's a little more assertive.
Yeah.
And this particular episode, it's funny you say that because this episode is this writer's first episode that they wrote for the show.
Yeah.
They may have been a staff writer, but this was their story. Cut to the train station, and the Yaks are trying to leave.
Yak stuck here? Why trains not work?
I'd never thought I'd say this, but thank you, sheep! And now, if it's okay with you, it's party time! And she put on some star glasses, and the Yaks start seeing this, and it's like...
Oh.
So now we cut to the party. The Yaks have hats on. They've got balloons hanging from their antlers. They're enjoying themselves.
I really liked how this was revealed, that the Yaks were on board with this. Because, like, they cut away from Pinkie Pie, and it wasn't like, well, how did it go, or whatever. All it does is, like, this slow pan across, and you see the Yaks just sort of chilling and talking to people and stuff, and not destroying stuff primarily, which was really cool.
Twilight compliments Pinkie on getting this together. What can I say? I'm good at what I do. Prince Rutherford, every time we tried to make something in Equestria feel like Yakyakistan, we couldn't get it right. When I got back from my adventure, I realized something. We shouldn't try to make Equestria feel like your home. We should try to make you feel at home in Equestria. And that means showing you why we love it here. So you'll love it here too. And like, as she's doing that, we kind of pan through the party and we see friends helping each other, friends playing. We just kind of see all of our townie ponies just like having a great time.
Pink Pony work hard to make Yaks feel at home. Now Yaks happy. No declare war.
Whew. Twilight sighs like of relief. And then she looks at Princess Celestia, who's standing right next to her. And Princess Celestia is a little confused.
She's making a very worried face. War?
It was chilling. That actually gave me a little bit of goosebumps, because I was like, oh, crap. Celestia was a little freaked out, too. It was sort of like with Big Mac. It was like, oh.
Oh.
I don't like seeing Princess Celestia looking unsure and worried.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved it. And I love, again, they've done it several times in this episode. You just pull out and, oh, there's somebody else there.
Ponies and Yaks, friends?
For 1,000 moons?
For 1,000 moons!
Everybody's happy.
And so now we get Princess Celestia.
I am very impressed, Princess.
Just doing my best to spread friendship.
And you did a wonderful job of it. You and your friends. And she looks at Pinkie Pie, who beams.
Mm-hmm.
Which, all right, hold on 1 second. Just 1 second. I know that Twilight is like the mission commander or whatever, but like, screw that. Like, you and your friends? No. Pinkie saved your ass.
Yes.
I think Celestia knows that.
Okay, good.
It's not that Twilight didn't try. She wasn't not doing a ton of work to try to make this
She
go
started
well.
the whole outreach thing.
Yeah.
Right, and she delegated, and that's good, but like...
It's important for leadership.
Yeah.
Twilight is her equal,
Yeah.
not her student anymore.
Right.
She's a fellow princess.
And so we end the episode with Prince Rutherford.
Pink Pony, you understand Yaks now.
Come here, you. And she like jumps on him, but he doesn't respond. So she comes off and she just pats him. And then he stands up straight and hugs her super tight. Wow, too strong. Okay. I think this is my favorite Pinkie Pie episode we've ever seen.
What?
I think so.
Pinkie Apple Pie is still better.
Pinkie Apple Pie is fun because it's got an amazing song and it just furthers my headcanon about Big Mac.
There's a Pinkie Pie episode this season that I definitely think is better.
This episode felt more like a Pinkie Pie episode. Pinkie Apple Pie felt like Pinkie as Cousin Oliver in the Pie family show, which was fine and lovely and great, and I loved it. But this felt more like Pinkie-centric as opposed to Pinkie featured playering.
It's true.
Which is what Apple Pie is. Okay, so James,
Yeah.
you gotta pick your rando pony.
Oh, Lord.
Liam T. Walrus, Paul McCartney, or George Horson.
All right. Oh, man. This is so hard because
I know.
Liam T. Walrus is not a pun necessarily. It's more of just a ref.
It's a good
It's
ref,
a great
though, to
ref.
be fair.
It's an excellent ref.
It took me, like, when I first read it, I was like, what? Oh.
So McCartney and Horson. I gotta cut out Horson because it sounds like Horson. So I'm gonna cut that right out. So once again, it comes down to John versus Paul.
Isn't it always?
It always does. All right, I'm gonna give it to Paul McCartney. I'm gonna give it to Paul McCartney. I'm gonna give it. Yes, yes. I'm sure. Final answer. Lock it in.
Final answer, Paul McCartney.
I'm sorry, you just lost $250,000.
Yeah.
You are incorrect.
You are the weakest link. Goodbye.
Oh gosh, no, that's like these are my favorite rando ponies.
They are very good.
It's very tied with the Mad Men ponies, and just that it makes me so happy.
Huh?
So happy.
You could Ringo is another one where it'd be really hard to pun My Little Punny, the name.
Yeah, well, that's why you throw Pinkie Pie in.
But also Ringo's the obvious choice for who you throw in too. It'd feel insulting to anyone except for Ringo is easily placed by Pinkie Pie.
It's fair.
Yeah.
It's totally fair. And who has the most horse My Little Pony sounding name? It's Ringo Starr.
That's true. He already that's an excellent point. His name already sounds like it's a My Little Pony name.
Like a random My Little Pony name generator is Ringo Starr.
Yeah, that's true.
Ringo Starr.
That's true.
You're not wrong.
No, it's absolutely
But I also
accurate.
feel like Ringo Starr would be the most on board with being replaced by Pinkie Pie. Like, I feel like
sure.
Sounds good.
I think he would have been the most on board with voicing a pony in My Little Pony. All right, well, this is so much fun.
It is very, very much fun.
Thank you so much for coming back to enjoy the insanity that is My Little Pony, James.
Absolutely. Anytime. Anytime
if
Pinkie is on the screen, there I'll be.
there you'll be. Let it be.
Anytime at all?
Oh, God. What? No.
Anytime at all.
So if people want to hear more of James and then they want to hear more of this music nonsense, hi, between David and James, where would they find that?
Kids on Bikes. It's an actual play podcast where it's always fun.
There is musical fun nonsense on Kids on Bikes.
Your character on Kids on Bikes is obsessed with the Beatles.
That's true. No, I think what Diana was very graciously trying to set me up for and then getting it thrown back in her face in a way that she can only have expected is Track Meet, which is a show that I do with David. It comes out every other Friday.
Every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks. And it is basically, we pick a theme, we pick songs that meet the theme, and then we pit them against each other in a 5-category free-for-all debate, lowercase d.
Hashtag song fights.
Exactly. And we've been having quite a lot of fun with it, and we have lots of great guests lined up and lots of great themes lined up, including the Beatles. But I will say, this isn't your parents' Beatles discussion. I'm just going to leave it right there. Yikes.
It's going to be very interesting.
You can follow us on Twitter at TrackMeetCast, and that's where you can find all sorts of... We talk about music, and then we also will post episodes there and stuff. So, at TrackMeetCast for that. And then I'm also on Kids on Bikes, also with these two knuckleheads. And that comes out every 15th and last day of the month. And you can find us on Twitter at kids_bikes.
All right. Well, until next time.
Bye, every pony.
Bye.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to review and rate us on iTunes, Stitcher, or wherever you listen to your podcast. For questions, comments, and recommendations, you can email us at macintoshandmaud@gmail.com or find us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook.